do this last week.
I do remember that.
I do.
I do. You don't think I know a buttload about the Spurs, but I do.
Man, they lost. Could have been 6-0. Or 5-1.
First time ever 5-0.
5-1. Go Spurs, go.
Go
Here we go.
Spurs.
Oh, no. That's...
Dun, 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 dun. So, I mean, it's pretty frustrating, bro.
No, remember I said it took like 3 minutes.
No, it's frustrating that they...
Did this work here?
Yeah.
Yeah, there it is. Told you. You guys broke it.
I didn't break it. I didn't do nothing.
Welcome. Welcome. We got 5:06. This is the daily
6 minutes
expectation, and I'm Bobby. I almost
you're
said
gonna mess
Layton.
You're going to mess up your own day, beloved.
Yeah.
I'm
Bobby.
Layton. Hi, I'm Layton.
Hi, I'm not Layton. This is the daily expectation where we use Psalm 5:3.
Psalm 5:3.
In the morning, O Lord, you hear our prayers, and in the morning we wait in expectation, or we wait expectantly. That's Psalm 5:3. Oh, whoa. Sorry.
You have all three of them going this morning.
I usually have two,
feel
and
like
then I
I'm
use
over
this.
there. That's for notes. That's to see if we're still recording.
Yeah, that's to see if we're recording. This is what's powering our Mevo, whom we love.
Yeah, you gotta talk nice to it so it works.
Yeah.
It's so frustrating.
So here on the daily expectation, we didn't come last week. That was my fault.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why?
Hannah and I, it was around this time I was making Hannah's lunch.
Oh, that's right. You had to go drop her off early.
Yeah, Hannah
Oh,
had to be
shoot.
gone early, not the daughters.
Right.
So the daughters are normal, 5:40 wake up, got to get to cross country. But Hannah had to be out early. She went to Austin.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, she and two other English teachers got to go to this. UT Austin put on this
Thing.
English thing. There's like 40 of them, and they got to hear from a couple professors.
Man, that sounds so boring.
No, it was pretty cool. She got some books.
English.
Yeah, so she got to go to UT.
Was it conclave?
I was
For
like,
English-
hey,
English conclave?
if you see Arch, please tell him I say hi.
I'm sure Archie Manning was there with the high school English teachers.
Yeah, but so it was cool. So she had to go pick up the two teachers and then get out toward Austin. And so I wanted to ensure she
Those
was
are
ready
always
to go.
fun. Little business field trips.
Yeah. Yeah, this year is a year that, so as a teacher, she's been a teacher, this is year 16, I think.
Okay.
And so she had this Austin trip, and then she gets to go to San Diego
Wow.
in December. Yeah.
That's a cool trip.
Yeah, so she, again, the other English teacher, so she's the English chair.
San Diego.
Yeah. And the other high school English teacher
That's all I could say.
and an admin, they're going to San Diego. That can be kind of cool.
What's that one for? Same thing?
It's a program for students. It's called AVID.
Oh,
You know AVID.
I actually know Evan.
Yeah. So it's...
They're taking kids then?
No.
Oh, that's good.
No.
Well, that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
How long is that trip?
I think it's like 3 days.
So where are we going?
I will be
we
here
went
with the
to
daughters,
we went
and
to
I will be
Concord.
actually that Saturday morning. I'll be going to College Station with the daughters because they have a climbing comp. I'm glad we're
I hope
speaking.
you can hear that.
You can, because when I did it earlier with my own coffee. Anyway, so that's why we weren't here last week. We're gonna have a weird schedule coming up. That's why I'm bringing this up.
Yeah.
We missed last week, or I missed last week. We didn't do this last week. We're here again today. We will be here next weekend, which is the 12th, but then we'll have a little hiatus for a couple weeks because you're going to be gone.
Yeah. I could do it. I could zoom in.
Well, that would be kind of cool.
Because it would be... I could zoom in from Normandy.
Yeah, that would be
The
really
beaches
cool.
of Normandy.
We're going to talk about that right now. But I'm also During the time that you're going to Europe, I will be hosting another podcast.
I know. Trader. Gonna drop me like a hot
Well, here was my hope.
tamale.
No, I'm super pumped that you're going on your
Drop you like a what?
drop it like it's hot. I
Drop
don't
it
know.
like it's hot.
I don't know. I had a rap shout out on Sunday in my sermon.
Did you? Nobody got
It dropped. It was a failure.
Like a music.
But
shout-out?
Sean Riley came up to me after. I was like, "Hey, I got it."
Oh, okay, that's good. Because
And I-
nobody else.
No,
nobody
and
else
it was
got
one of those times where you say something when you're
You're
preaching.
kind of like waiting.
Yeah, and I was like, I think I even said, "Oh, it's okay if you didn't get that."
That's awesome.
I don't even remember
I
it
don't
now
remember
because it was such a failor in my sermon. I'm like, dang it.
You can't even go back and watch it. I want to go back and watch it. I wouldn't have known it.
No, Sean Riley came, "Hey, what's that?" I was like, thank you. Thanks, Sean.
Thanks for reaffirming it. That's awesome.
But anyway, yeah, Ministry Conversation podcast. Check it out. It's going to be great.
Where's
If-
that?
Well, so
you doing it here, or
annual
close enough?
meeting is in Abilene.
Oh.
So I'll drive up real quick. Basically, they asked, "Hey, can you do some short podcasts where you interview different pastors?"
That's cool.
Yeah, so they're picking up the pastors. My hope,
Dude, you better come up with questions.
well,
Just in case they get like a dud.
they're going to be
sitting there.
boring, and they're going to be boring questions. I'm going to come up with my own. Can I say that? They don't watch this.
Are they going to? Oh, they're going to give you questions.
Yeah, I think they're going to give me some prompts, but I'm totally. I was hoping it would have been awesome if you wouldn't have been gone, because I would have been like, okay, Leighton and I are coming together.
Yeah, they wouldn't have want me on there. They're like, so tell us about your fair in 1984. Just kidding. I don't actually know. I was totally out of
That was like one of those awkward. How do I laugh at this? We're gonna need to edit that out.
No, I don't know. Just it's one of those things like it's always like layup questions. That's why I never really enjoyed interviews with people.
Well, I'm kind of excited. It'd be kind of fun.
Just ask some hard questions.
But I'm
That's
going
all
on
saying.
a different podcast for I don't know how many.
Oh, they have this is a whole nother podcast like already established.
Yeah, Ministry Conversations by Texas Baptist.
Oh, it's
You
a
could already
Texas
listen
Baptist
to it.
one.
Yeah,
Who's their main host?
Clay Jacobson.
How come they don't have a booth ever?
This is my suggestion during Conclave that we did this.
Yeah.
Now they're taking it at the annual meeting.
Oh, but they're doing their own. They cut us out.
Yeah, they kind of.
Oh, they got you.
The daily expectation.
Does he just do it by himself? What's he talking about? Do you have
So
any
it's
idea?
conversations with ministry leaders.
Oh, it's always that. Mm-hmm. Oh,
Yeah, so they've on the podcast they've had different staff members at BDCT or Texas Baptist that do, like they had the collegiate guy on. They had the
that's cool.
before Conclave they had the next gen team on.
That's cool.
They've had a couple pastors.
Let's get into the, okay.
They've had a
mostly the staffers from.
Yeah, Ira Anton. He's the director of bivocational pastors, bivocational ministry. So that he was on. Which
What
is
was
kinda
his
cool.
name?
Ira Anton.
Ira.
He's a cool guy.
Ira Anton.
Yeah.
I
But
think I met him.
anyway, so you're going to Europe.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to Abilene.
Basically the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Abilene is the storybook capital of the world.
I've heard that. I think there's statues of like the Three Little Pigs or something.
Yeah, it's kind of cool.
I've never been there.
Yeah. Stuart Little
Was
in
he
the,
from?
in
Was
the
somebody
canoe.
famous from there?
No, I think they
They
were
just
like,
needed something?
"Hey, what do we bring to Abilene, guys?"
I like to tell stories.
Oh, I got a book.
We used to have these things that had words in them.
No, I don't know. I don't know what the conversation was to consider it to be the storybook capital, but
I mean, you do have to come up with something as a town. Like,
Yeah.
there's that moment in your town history, you're gonna have to come up with something for identity's sake, and they chose stories.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a terrible one, actually.
no.
I mean, we're the Alamo, kind of got chosen for us. Alamo City,
Or they tried to come and take it.
they did. Yeah, no, we said that. We told them come and take it.
Right. They tried to
did.
come and
They
take
didn't
it,
try,
and then
they
they
did.
took it.
They
That's
got
where I
it.
was going.
They-
That's where I was going.
We
Gonzalez.
lost.
Yeah, Gonzalez.
They helped us out. I wonder what they're
Yeah.
known for.
This is a daily expectation from northern Mexico.
Capital of Northern Mexico.
Buenvenidos. The daily expectation. That's awesome. Hey, so tell us about Normandy. Why are you going to Normandy? Why are you? And this kind of is going to lead in. I'm going to use you as a segue.
Yeah.
You are the big segue.
I am the big. Hey, man. I know. I need to lose weight. No, I mean, it came out. It really did. It was a surprise. I think 2 months ago, my aunt emailed over.
Your aunt emailed you?
Yeah. Well, because she forward. I should reword.
I don't think my aunt ever emailed me.
Forwarded.
That's it. You got words.
Forwarded. Forwarded an email.
Where did the email come from?
From France. It's almost one of those scam things, you know. You're like, what's going on here?
Why,
So I actually called her as soon as I got the email. I was like,
don't send money, Aunt.
what's actually
Wait,
happening?
no, literally, who did the email come from? Like
The France. Or not from, I mean, the dude in France.
Marquand?
The Prince of France. He emailed me, and so we're showing up there. The town of, man, I don't know how to pronounce any of these towns, but it's like Goussesseneau, Gosnau. It's right outside of Brest, France, and so it comes from the historian at the name of that town, City Hall. And basically, like, they started building a monument and redoing all the
Storybook
history.
monument?
Yeah, storybook monument. Two dudes in a canoe. Of the men who died freeing their town in World War II. So it's a very specific, it's about 200 American soldiers who around their town that they know of that died. And the reason why they're doing the monument was because for so long the story had been told that there was like 60. And then as they did their research,
like this small contingent came and saved them.
This as they did their story, like 5 years ago, they started doing more research on it because, like, for the 75th or something like that. 75th, would that make sense? Yeah, that'd be right, because this is like the 82nd or something like that. So they found all these other names, began to go through documents and trace all these people back, and began to find family members of all the people who were there from these soldiers. So it's pretty cool. So anyway, they're doing a monument designated specifically for the 200. So my great uncle on my dad's side was one of those 200. He is the name Ezra, my youngest, is named after this uncle. And so that so in September.
Is it spelled the same?
I put an H at the end of him because I'm crazy, but it's the regular Ezra. And then my son's middle name is Menno, which would be my grandpa, which would have been his brother. But so I was just going through, like, this has been a bucket list idea, like, you know, every guy every kid our generation as they get older, you know, World War II becomes more and more a thing, right? You become more of a history buff. And so I knew, like, this was a trip I wanted to do at some point. Was not anticipating it being within this year at all. But with the age of my kids, I think they're old enough to remember it. And then when else is there going to be a time? You know, there's probably going to be lots more World War II monuments designated, or, you know, ceremonies and stuff like that. But there probably won't be another one specifically designed for this group of people. So it was one of those once-in-a-lifetime opportunities. I mean, we could have gone and viewed it later on after, you know, but we had, I mean, more or less the ability. Our kids already had all their passports. So even on 2 months' notice, it was doable.
Yeah.
And so they had been trying, apparently they'd been trying to, the email
President Macron
had been desperately looking.
.gov.
They had been trying, apparently, for a long time to find some kind of connection to Ezra. My family history is not very technological, involved, social media and things like that. They just don't do any of that. And so I'm sure they had a hard time tracking down our family. And it actually my aunt got it emailed from, like, a friend of hers. And the email originally said, like, hey, we are looking for family members of this family. We saw that there was a weird connection to my aunt who ended up getting the email. And so it all came through that. And eventually it got to us. So I'm pretty excited to be able to go.
Yeah.
I think out of the 200 family members, or 200 people, I think they said there's like 70 or 80 families that will be over there. So, not family, 70 or 80 people that are going for the dedication. So it's pretty cool. I'm pretty excited about it. And we're taking basically 10 days. So we'll do, I think it's like 6 days kind of in Brest and Normandy, and then like 4 days in Paris.
Yeah.
We're going to go rob the Louvre. It's going to be awesome.
You just need a bucket truck.
Yeah, we just need a bucket truck and some grinders.
7 minutes?
Yeah,
Bucket truck.
in and out. And I definitely won't leave any evidence behind.
Yeah.
And there'll be 5 of us, not 4.
We should probably not talk
just
about
throw
this because
Ezra.
the algorithm's going to get us
It's
arrested.
already shut down.
Yeah, the algorithm, we did not, just to let you know,
We had nothing
I've
to
never
do
been to
with
the
it.
Louvre. And President Macron did not email me.
Oh, man. That's crazy, honestly.
Wait, your family or the
Well,
Louvre?
that, but also just... And now, like, they're popping up all the, like, how terrible the security is there. You would think it's like every movie where there's lasers you have to jump through. They walked in with a grinder.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I've watched Oceans.
Yeah, it's
1
hard
through
to
11.
rob those places. Yeah.
George Clooney can
Apparently
barely
not,
do it.
yeah. Apparently they way overplayed it. Could have just walked in and taken it, guys.
Yeah. No, so I think, man, that's so awesome.
So
kinda
very
wish-
excited.
I kind of wish that my last name was Kaufman so that I can go to
Yeah.
but-
I just know, like, I've told my wife, and I'm mentally, man, I know I'm just going to lose it.
You're already losing it.
Yeah, right now even talking about, like, I'm, like, family and, like, that story and knowing that story, and then now doing a deep dive into that story more and more.
Even, and
gonna be
we
emotional.
didn't talk about this, but I'm going to bring it up. Even based on some of his doctrinal beliefs, the fact that he was
Yeah.
even there.
Yeah. So that, that does play an interest. I wish I could go back because, like, yeah, it's one of those things. I knew that, the story that was passed on to you. And I called a couple people and said, hey, how does he end up there, really?
Mm-hmm.
Like, what's the story? And so I actually had my 2 stories mixed up. When I was preaching, I brought up the one story. That was actually the uncle on my mom's side was the story I brought up. And it's just, it's one of those things, man. I don't know. With the upbringing that they were and stuff like that, it was incredible that he was even there, but he was not as much of a conscientious objector as my other uncle would have been. He would have more or less volunteered to have gone.
Yeah.
But it's still within the concept of how he was raised and stuff. But so he was part of the 5th Rangers, and you go into the history on the 5th Rangers, and you get really, you get into some very monumental battles when you get into those guys and what they were training, how they were trained.
Yeah.
Like, they were crazy.
Especially then.
Yeah, and really, it was funny. I said, one of the things, like, you go and you sit, and we talk a lot about this. We talk about, I think actually the last podcast we were talking about, when we came on, we joked about this decision is going to influence thousands of people, right? But we joke about that because our daily lives, we don't see them as very influential, or we just, a lot of times our lives can seem very mundane, very Groundhog Day. I just told somebody, like, hey, how you doing? I was like, well, it's when you have 9, 11, and 7, it's pretty much Groundhog Day. Like, you're getting your normal schedules. Like, oh, the wife's leaving early today. We got to change it up. But, they got to get up at 5:40. Like, you kind of just have these set routines, which is good. I think that's probably natural. You can get stuck in those, which isn't necessarily really good. But and so when you have something like this and you're like, hey, you look at the chain of events that just, for a town like this and the decisions that were made to, first of all, get a town captive, right? And the decisions that were made in Europe. And then you have decisions that were made here to send guys there. And then, a random person dies and 82 years later, their family's showing up to celebrate that life. Like, you realize how much influence one ripple effect, the butterfly effect, of those decisions. Your decisions really do influence thousands, theoretically, as we navigate through this, all these different touch points that we have with people that send off and spawn off these separate stories of time. And then when you look back through your own family and how much that family decisions put you where you are, and how much your decisions today are going to put you in 3 generations. They might not remember you, but the decisions that you made still put them where they were.
Yeah.
And man, that is overwhelming. So I know as I'm sitting on the beaches and as I'm seeing, sitting in the town of Brest, it's going to be very emotional.
Yeah.
Just because of who I am and
Yeah, you're gonna be
how much
processing a lot.
how much I track through.
And I already
things.
know how much you're going to be geeking out on World War II history.
Yeah.
Now and then,
Yeah. Well, and then
or after. Now
Yeah.
and after.
And then the thing I've been thinking through right now is like those guys, and this is where it's really messing with me, is those guys never had the opportunity like that I have today. So I'm 38. These guys were teenagers and lost their lives over there fighting, and even today. Obviously we still have wars today. So I'm not
Yeah, I think it's
discounting, but this is just one of those things where you're processing through it and knowing that you're headed into it, and you're like, these guys and what they did, and like, what am I doing?
yeah.
Sitting here, overweight, drinking coffee in a hoodie, doing what?
It's a cool hoodie.
Thank you.
We're
It was
wait-
cold. It was cold this
We're
morning.
waiting expectantly. No, so
Yeah,
appropriately,
honestly, yeah, it's kind of what it is.
So 2 things appropriately. One, this weekend we're leading into Veterans Day.
Yeah.
So awesome conversation, worth throwing accolades to our men and women who gave their lives to serve. And
Ron Holiday.
right, I know, but you still nod. It's not Memorial Day.
Yeah.
But you still nod to those, obviously.
True.
Veterans
Always.
Day, yes, is highlighting those who have served. We have plenty veterans here in our church membership, which is really cool. So that's awesome that this story
100%.
is coming up. You're preparing for this journey as it's Veterans Day. So we are thankful for our men and women, for those that are currently serving, those that gave their life, and those that, Sunday I'm running a 24-hour, 100-mile,
Running.
100-mile journey with some Navy SEALs here in the neighborhood.
You doing 100 miles on Sunday?
Yeah, so we start Sunday.
What did this?
This has happened very quick.
In
the last 2 weeks.
Okay.
But
It'll be
there's
good prep.
there's an organization. I can't even think of the organization right now.
Are you going 50 out and 50 back, or what are you doing?
Well, I don't know yet, but I worked on the course last night because Aaron was like, "Hey, so I'm gonna need you."
I'm gonna need help figuring out what we're doing.
So we're doing
That's
6
awesome.
miles locally for people who want to jump in.
Okay.
So we're starting from the pool. They're actually going to swim.
That's cool.
I'm not getting in the pool. But at 4, they're going to swim, and then at 5, we'll start the run. And if anyone wants to jump on with us, I did the 6-mile loop yesterday. I think it's pretty set. And then I did a 20-mile out and back.
I'd be 52.
The
6 is just 1/6. So it'd be 46.
Yeah, so we'll probably do that 20-mile loop multiple times, obviously. But I incorporated. I tried to hit like a lot of cool city things, especially
Do the Mission Trail.
The organization put the Alamo on the website, so I was like, well, we got to go to the Alamo. So I put that one in. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, we're starting 5. The run starts 5 p.m. Sunday.
Is there? This is terrible. I'm sure there is. In Military USA, there's got to be. Is there a whole bunch of like a Korean Memorial, Korean War, Vietnam War, World War II?
So there's I did go to the Marine. There's a Marine one right there by Travis Park. I did know that
That would
one.
be cool if you could like.
I don't know if there's other
incorporate all
ones.
the veterans memorials.
I guess. Well, and then there's the tapestry there at the Alamo.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know all of them. I do know the one that's in front or by the Tobin by Travis Park. So I did put that on the route. But
Actually, I don't know.
yeah, I don't know. But anyway,
That's cool. I didn't know you were doing that.
yeah, it started as a kind of a joke, and Aaron texted me a couple weeks ago and was like, "Hey, what do you think?" Because he normally does this with some buddies for Memorial Day, for Veterans Day,
Right.
not Memorial Day. But they're doing it. They wanted to do it in San Antonio.
Wow. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, so that's the first thing out of your story,
Yeah.
and that Veterans Day is coming up. So that's really cool. The second thing is really where I want to go, because the second thing is family.
Yeah.
And our family story. We've talked about this, maybe not on the Daily Expectation, but our family story, or us thinking about our impact now as we're getting older, if you will, or as our kids are getting older.
What do you mean, if you will? We are.
Well, it sounds so cliche when you say that, but it, like, what we do now does matter.
Right.
Anyway, I'll get to that. Also, let me kind of set it up all the more where I'm coming from. 2 Sundays ago, a close friend of mine was involved in an accident, not a car accident, but he had a life-threatening accident that ultimately did take his life. And so Bill died. Yesterday was the first time we had a meeting without Bill, which was super weird. But Bill died, and so his funeral is this Saturday. You don't even know this, so this is real time. Miss Olga Aguilar passed away yesterday.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So we knew that was kind of coming.
Yeah.
I told you that we knew it was
not
coming. But yeah,
well.
yesterday morning, she passed away yesterday morning. So Bailey and Alonzo are going to help me. Her service is the
here?
following. Yeah.
Okay.
So not this 14th is her service here. So those have been real, kind of reflecting on those relationships. And then Monday, I had a couple at church on Sunday say, "Hey, can we get coffee on Monday?" And so they asked me to do their wedding in March, which is really cool.
March 19th is available.
Yeah. I did. That's a great day.
It's a great day.
It is not. I think it's the 20th.
Dang.
Yeah. And then that same morning, Monday morning, I got a text message from an old student of mine that he and his wife are pregnant with their second child.
Very cool.
Which I won't say their name now, but we can talk about it later. Because I don't know if I could say that. So all of that, and then your thing, it's like, oh my gosh, like,
family right now.
So much stuff happening. Yeah. Life, death, marriages.
Form of death again, marriage.
Oh, come on. That ain't right. It's the Daily Expectation. We wait expectantly.
God help us.
Yeah, so it just got me thinking, like, just reflecting, thinking, like, what awesome and heavy impact we have in what we do with our families is important.
Yeah, and even more so is viewing the family as a unit and not as individuals. Mm-hmm. And so what I mean by that is I had a really good conversation with my 11-year-old daughter, had a really good conversation with a friend of mine talking about, kids stepping up to the plate and starting to pull their weight as far as a unit, as far as community, as far as, hey, when you tell a kid to go pick up their brother's mess, and it's like, well, I didn't make the mess. I didn't ask you who made the mess. Mm-hmm. I'm asking you to go pick up why do I have to go pick up the mess? Well, hey, we're in a unit, we're in a community, we're in a family that is moving towards something. And so you look at it and you say, well, it's not my mess. Well, true, but also understand, like, that's not your soccer game, that's not your basketball game, but how much is sacrificed by the unit to get you to track practices, to get you to all of these things, to go to A&M College Station and for a climbing meet. And sometimes we lose track of how much of the family unit is done to make stuff happen. And kids, really, obviously, just because of who we are as kids, we're just selfish. Mm-hmm. We don't see that as much. And so you're sitting having these conversations with my 11-year-old saying, hey, like all of our kids this year, hey, you guys are making your own lunches when you guys get up now. Starting to function and pull your own weight within the unit, within the community, because we are making all of these sacrifices to make stuff happen, to get to where we need to get to next. We've got to start making the sacrifices within the family unit. And I think what happens is I'm going to say this a little bit. There's extremes to what I'm about to say, but just bear with me. You as a parent, your job isn't to do everything for your kids, right? Like there is aspects of family that it is everybody's pulling their weight.
Yeah.
And I think within our society, sometimes we've gotten that backwards. And the kids looking at me like, hey, what's next for me? And it's like, no, time out. And this isn't everybody. Everybody's struggle is different, which is why I said my disclaimer before I said it. But a lot of times we're looking at these family units and saying, hey, what's going to happen? What are you doing for me now to get me where I want to go? And we can say that as spouses, which is very dangerous, where one feels like they're making all the sacrifices and the other one is selfishly, inwardly looking focused. So an opportunity comes up to do a trip like this. I don't have money saved up for this thing. Like it's like, hey, where's the credit card? Swipe. Like there's moments where but why do you do it? Well, for me, family has the connection to my past is so important for my family unit to understand, hey, where we're headed. I've always been very fascinated with my family history and making sure that is
What's their
part
history
of,
too?
Right, a part of who we are. But within that, this idea of understanding the family unit and understanding the roles that are there to get it moving forward and to get where it needs to go. I think a lot of the stress, and this was the conversation I was having with my friend, was, hey, you have preteens and a teenager, start putting them to work to relieve some of the stress off of the schedule, because the schedule is stressful because of them.
Yeah.
So sit and have that conversation with them and say, hey, the family unit here, let's pull our weight. Let's move forward in these units.
So would it say it this way?
Is the word of the day.
I would do anything. I will do anything for my family, but I won't do everything.
There you go.
Ooh,
There you go.
write
That's
that
good.
down.
Yeah.
Because I will, for Hannah and the daughters, will do anything for them.
Yeah.
That's like my desire. Yeah. But I will empower them to do some of the things that we do together as functioning as a unit, as a family. And you see, maybe you're right. You're 38. I'm 43. Maybe now we're reflecting and thinking about, Martha and Robert did this and that, and they took care of a lot of things I had no clue. Just like
Which
Ella
is
and
fine,
Olive
right?
don't.
Yeah, I'm not telling your kids to go get a job to pay the bills,
But you're right. That empowerment, and so this is where I think it starts, and this is where I've been reflecting the most.
And first of all, your kids are going to hate it.
Wow.
I'm just saying, like, don't act like my kids are at home. Don't act like I have this weird, perfect family that my kids are at home rejoicefully doing chores.
We made Ella and Olive start making their lunches in like the 3rd grade.
Yeah, that's where we're at, 7.
Yeah. And you know what? It was probably the best decision ever, because they pack it, excuse me, way better than.
Yeah.
And they'll eat the stuff, like they'll coming back with stuff.
Right.
So that's actually a really good move. So you are perfect.
But there's simple things.
You're perfect. You're
Yeah,
perfect.
thank you. Dishes, laundry. It's the things that we all had to do, I think. Taking out the trash, doing chores, animals, feeding the animals.
Let me give you insight to a perfect family. So my family, there's something about the dishes, and sometimes I get really OCD about them.
Interesting.
I don't let the girls wash dishes.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, I have
they're
to
not clean?
I don't know what it is. I had to wash the dishes when I was a kid.
Oh, okay.
I think there's something kind of therapeutic. There's something kind of OCD. And so I've got problems when it comes to washing dishes. And Hannah's like, just let them wash the dishes. And I'm like, okay, you guys can wash the dishes. But part of me is like, you're not going to do it as good as I am going to wash the dishes. So I like washing dishes.
Interesting.
It is super weird.
No, I mean, that's your thing. I love it.
But
Go and scrub.
But the night, it's weird. But
I hate everything pretty much, but that's just me.
well, that's
I do.
My name is Bobby, and I have a dishwashing problem.
I do enjoy going out and feeding animals.
I don't have animals.
Yeah, I know, but like just seeing the animals frolicking free.
You have free frolicking.
Free frolicking
They're
animals.
not free range. They're free frolicking.
But family.
So here's where I reflect. Here's where, and this is what I wanted to text you yesterday. And did I even find where? Eunice
If you
and Lois.
highlight everything,
Yeah,
you've
I know,
highlighted
but that's
nothing
not.
already.
That's not where I wanted to go. Where's the Eunice and Lois passage?
Timothy.
Yeah, I know. I'm there.
Are you in 1st or 2nd Timothy?
I'm in 2nd.
You need me to keep talking about something else? While
Well,
you look at
yeah,
it?
am I
found
not?
all this already?
Why
Come
can't
on,
I?
Bobby?
Yeah. Is it? Oh, here it is. No. I do have it all highlighted.
Da-na-na-na-na. I wasn't expecting. Usually I can rattle on about something random, but now you got me all discombobulated because you shut me down. And you were all ready for it to go, I thought, but nothing.
I thought so too. Eunice and Lois and. Yeah, that's it. Why? Maybe I just can't read. Oh, so dumb. It's in pink right there. Okay, so this is 2 Timothy 1.
Wrong highlighted color.
I am reminded of your sincere faith, which first lived in your grandmother Lois and your mother Eunice, and I am persuaded now lives in you also. This is Paul to Timothy. Mm-hmm. So we have generationally identified Eunice, Lois, and Timothy. 3 generations, and his father was a Greek. So that's why Timothy's dad's not in this because
he was a Greek.
Because he was a Greek. Paul says, "For this reason, I remind you to fan into flame the gift of God which is in you through the laying on of my hands. For the Spirit of God does not make us timid, but gives us power, love, self-discipline."
Read the first part of that second verse again.
What verse? Verse 6?
Yeah, the orange part.
For this reason, I remind you.
What reason?
The faith that's been passed down.
Right. Now continue.
Okay.
For this reason, I remind you what?
To fan into flame.
Yeah.
Stoke into flame the gift of God which is in you through the laying on of my hands. For the Spirit God gave us does not make us timid, but gives us power, love, and self-discipline.
So like what I've been processing through probably the last week has probably hit me harder. Man, I got something with that. Has probably hit me harder than as I'm leading up to this trip. I came back from my brother's weekend trip.
Oh yeah.
And
Pittsburgh.
And we were, you're around family, but for this reason, and all I'm envisioning within this whole trip is this idea of, for the sacrifice that your uncle made, for this reason, what are you doing? And that, and I've been pretty open lately about saying, hey, I'm processing through, what am I doing right now? Like, where is that next step? What is that next thing? What are we doing? And so to sit there and say, man, like for the sake of the, not just the men and women, but get more personal, your uncle didn't get the opportunities to do what you are the opportunity to do. And you're going to come face to face with that realization here, right? So now what? For that reason, what are you doing? Mm-hmm. And I think when we look at not just, there's an application side to that for each and every one of us that we look at and say, hey, the sacrifices that your family made, whether it was in faith or not in faith, or whether it was bad things, because your family did a whole bunch of bad things, how are you going to be different?
Yeah.
Right? Like, so there's not just this idea of, oh, he had a righteous family, so he needs to own up to it like Timothy did. Timothy, because of all the faith and all the stuff that was passed down to you, you need to be good. There's also this aspect of it, I come from a broken family that had nothing and that was destroyed and was known as drunks and murderers and thieves and robbers. So because of that, for this reason, be better in Christ. Be bold in your faith to counteract all the things that you're... So maybe your family story is not one that is to take pride in. Maybe it's one to take shame in. But here's the crazy part, is we can change that narrative for future generations and talk about the influence of thousands. That you can look back on your family and for that reason strive forward because of the rich inheritance that they gave you that was godly, or for that reason because of what they didn't give, be better to give your kids that new trajectory. And it starts with, for me, it starts with family. Hence why it's called the family of God too. Like, it's not just our biological families. Everything we've said today also relates to the church, extends to the church, our family of God. It's a unit. Everybody needs to begin to pull
Everybody
their weight.
clap your hands. I thought that's what you were going to say.
No, I should have, but I didn't. Everybody needs to begin to pull their weight. Everybody find your role. Are you the dishwasher in the church in the body of God?
Called it.
Bobby's got that. Never mind. But for real, that is the beauty of this idea of Hebrews chapter 12.
Great cloud of witnesses.
Great cloud. That's 12, right? Yeah.
So, and that's why I bring this up.
Stirring it forward.
So this is the great cloud isolated
For
to
Timothy.
family.
Yeah.
I mean, Timothy probably had a larger, he could have had a larger cloud. Paul probably would have been a part of that as an extended family. But the sincere faith, which was in your grandmother and mother, the sincere faith that's in us. You're talking about empowering, calling your kids to pull their weight. It's in their faith too. Like it's not just within the humdrum of every day. Like empowering our kids to have that sincere faith or stoking into flame. That's why I think when we did 2 Peter, when you highlighted verse 12 of chapter 1, the idea of reminding, the reason why we're reminding you is to fan into flame. I think we're in a place right now, personally, you and I, but also you just pointed out, corporately as a church body, where like this is the heart behind some of the things that we're doing, is this idea of fanning into flame sincere faith. And there's components of that: power, love, and self-discipline. Whether it's because of a trip to highlight and celebrate family. And you keep saying something that I think is super interesting, and I wasn't planning on talking about this, but I'm going to bring it up because you just said it again, that your uncle was only 18, 19 and didn't get what you... or
The opportunity.
Yeah, but I think of the opportunity he did get and the decisions that he did make in his youth. Like I think of the second part of this that gets highlighted often for Timothy is don't let anyone look down on you because you're young, but set an example for the believers. And the way you carry yourself, faith, speech, life, love, and purity. He got that. Like your uncle got that. Yeah. Your great uncle got that.
No, and I get
your time
that.
allotted here is different.
Correct.
Yes, I get that. But what an example, what a testimony. And maybe all the more, and this is, I think, where you're reflecting on that. As a 38-year-old now, what are you doing with the time that you're allotted?
And I think that's what Paul is pushing Timothy to say. He's saying, hey, look, these women walked faithfully with the time that they were allotted. Mm-hmm. Do it as well, right? So I think you look back and if you understand, even if I'm not a believer in Christ, and look at the sacrifices that people make every day to put you where you were, whether good or bad, parents, and how blessed you are just to have been born in this country, America, and you look at the wars that were fought to put us where we are here. It still is one of those things where, what are you doing? Giving back to society, even as an unbeliever. What are you doing for the sake of justice? What are you doing for the sake of betterment? And obviously, those things are pointless without Christ, right? Like, why are you doing that? Who cares, right? Like, if you don't have the heart of Jesus, who cares if you're making life better for others? Survival of the fittest, but we don't have to go into that. But within that idea is how much greater is that when the impact when you're looking at it through the lens of Christ, to say, what am I now doing with the gifts, talents, callings, time, talent, and treasure that God has given me? How much more? What am I doing for the betterment of my biological family, for the betterment of the church, and ultimately for the glory of God? What are those areas that I'm moving forward with? And man, that's just been more real to me leading up to this trip.
That's good. It's 5:50. We started 5 minutes late, so this is like perfect time. What are you doing for the betterment? For the betterment. For the betterment. Yeah, it's good. Awesome. Well, thanks for listening, hanging out with us at the Day of Expectation.
I'll actually see you next week.
We will see you next week. You will see us next week. We will make decisions that affect thousands of people. That should be our second tagline. The Day of Expectation.
Decisions that affect thousands of people.
Affecting 1,000 people.